My name is Madison. I'm currently dealing with a problem. It's about my husband, Charles. Charles is the kind of person who, when in a bad mood, resorts to the childish harassment of ignoring me. Hey, what would you like for dinner tonight? Even when I ask, Charles doesn't respond. Not again. Today, Charles had the day off, but he got angry about the noise of the vacuum cleaner during the day. I think he's still holding on to that and ignoring me because of it. If you don't tell me what you want to eat, I can't make it. Even when I say that, Charles doesn't answer. I decided to make cream stew with the ingredients we had at home. Cream stew is one of Charles's favorites, so I thought he wouldn't get mad at that. But I was wrong.
I was in the mood for something light today.
Charles said that, clearly in a bad mood. Come on, you should have said that earlier. It's tough when you tell me after I've already made it. When I said that, Charles went silent again. This is going to be a long one, I felt from experience. It took a whole week for Charles to start talking again. What's with that harassment? It's so stressful when I talk to you and get nothing back. Since we don't have kids, it feels creepy to talk to Charles when he won't speak to me, like talking to a wall. I decided to try and get Charles to stop his ignoring as a form of harassment. Hey Charles, please, even if you're upset in the future, stop ignoring me. You know it makes me feel bad, right? I said to Charles with a serious look. Charles just stared at me silently. Hey, you have ears, can you hear, right? I'm saying stop ignoring me like this. When I raised my voice, Charles slowly began to speak.
That's it. That's what annoys me. Do you think you're on an equal footing with me? Of course, that's not the case. I'm the one who earns the money and supports you. You are beneath me. Yet you talk as if we're equals, so I'm showing you your place. You must not defy me.
Charles said this with a serious face. He seemed to really think that, looking down on me, a housewife, as if I were a slave. Charles, to think you thought that way?
See, that victim act? That's what irritates me. I've had enough. I'll ignore you even more, so much that you'll never want to defy me again.
Wait, Charles. The moment Charles said that, he truly began ignoring me. Acting as if I didn't exist, deliberately bumping into me as if he couldn't see me. I tried a bit of rebellion too, like not cooking when he came home, but when there was no dinner ready, Charles got obviously upset, bumped into me harder, and made louder noises. He was trying to intimidate me with fear, to control me. Just a little defiance, and he retaliated so easily. In the end, I couldn't stand up to Charles, and 3 months passed just like that. It was like living alone. No conversation with anyone, just someone applying pressure by persistently ignoring me. I had reached my physical and emotional limits. Then, one day, while Charles was at work, I got a call from Mom. It's been a while. Are you doing okay? Hearing Mom's voice after so long, I couldn't help but start to cry.
What's wrong? What happened?
I told Mom about Charles's recent behavior. As I talked, tears came on their own, and Mom comforted me each time. After I finished talking, Mom sighed. Then she gave me some advice. It was very to the point, and I decided to put it into practice. That night, Charles came home from work. I thought he would ignore me as usual, but for some reason, he was in a good mood that day.
Let's go out to eat for a change,
he said cheerfully, but I was unimpressed.
What's with that face? Get ready, we're going out to eat.
Huh? What are you talking about? Let's get a divorce. Not it's divorce. Divorce, you understand the word, right?
No. Divorce. What are you suddenly talking about?
I've understood from the way you've treated me up to now. I can't be happy with you anymore, so we're getting a divorce, okay? I packed my bags without discussion. I had prepared somewhat before he came home, so it didn't take long, but Charles was desperate to stop me.
Wait, what are you thinking? How can you expect me to agree to a divorce just like that? Explain.
Explain? You're not seriously forgetting everything you've done until now. You've ignored me for 3 months. 3 months. And now you need an explanation?
But that's because you were wrong. You defied me, so I ignored you. Men are superior to women, so don't defy them.
He holds such male chauvinistic thoughts, yet I executed this plan. Charles seems completely unaware of it. If you don't want to be divorced, you should at least think a little about your wrongdoings.
Why should I? It's a fact that men are superior. I was just training you to be a submissive woman.
Oh, really? If you don't correct that thought, divorce is inevitable.
Why?
Actually, this was the advice Mom had given. If I kept tolerating being ignored, Charles would get carried away. I needed to make Charles reflect at some point. So I say I will divorce and leave. Charles not wanting a divorce will try to stop me. At that moment, if I say he doesn't want a divorce, he needs to change his behavior. I thought Charles might change his behavior if he reflected. I myself want to continue married life with Charles if he stops ignoring me. If he doesn't stop, then I think it's okay to divorce. So this plan was perfect for me. I'm grateful to Mom for thinking of it. What will you do? If you sincerely reflect and promise never to ignore me again, I might stay with you a little longer.
Don't joke. Why should I be talked down to by a woman? Men are superior, and you live off my money, right? Don't order me around. You're just a housewife.
Just a housewife, you say? Then let me ask, who makes it possible for you to go to work every day in clean shirts and suits?
What?
Who's responsible for having dinner ready when you come home? For sleeping comfortably in an aired-out bed? For the house always being clean? You can look down on me all you want. But then do the housework yourself. Don't get cocky when you can't even do what I do for you.
What the heck?
Charles seemed taken aback, as he'd never seen me fight back like this before. I'm surprised myself that I could use such strong words. So what's your plan? Divorce me? Or reflect and never do the same thing again? Choose one.
How can you say that? This is what Dad taught me.
Huh.
My dad has always oppressed Mom, saying that women should be obedient. I grew up seeing that, so I think it's right. So I haven't done anything wrong. In fact, I'm faithfully following Dad's teachings.
I couldn't comprehend what Charles was saying at all. Influenced by Dad? But that's no excuse. He could have fought not to become like his dad, but Charles was essentially saying he's not wrong. It's Dad who is, and he was just influenced. I was shocked that he thought such an excuse would work. I sighed and started packing my bags again.
Hey, don't pack your bags. We're not done talking, are we?
No, it's as good as over. I never thought you were such a person. There's no room for discussion. I'm definitely divorcing you.
Wait a minute. I got it. I won't ignore you anymore. I'll cherish you.
I couldn't trust those words at all. Even if he stopped ignoring me, I could see him harassing me in other ways. I calmly continued packing.
Stop it. Besides, what will you do after the divorce? Women with a divorce history are avoided, you know.
Charles made a threat that wasn't even a threat. Being divorced doesn't necessarily mean I'll be avoided. If I explain the situation properly, some people will understand.
No way. They'll think there's something wrong with this woman. You might not be able to get married again for a while. Maybe you'll become an old maid no one wants. Is that the future you want after divorcing me? What will you do? Are you really going to divorce?
Charles seemed to think that this would make me change my mind about the divorce. I firmly stated my opinion to Charles. Are you stupid? I'm not that obsessed with marriage. I can lead a happy life, even if I stay single. People like you who think women can't do anything without a man don't understand that a woman can live on her own.
What's with that attitude all of a sudden? Women shouldn't defy men.
No, I'll defy you clearly. You've caused me a lot of pain. You just hate being looked down upon by someone you've looked down on, don't you? Well, you deserve to feel regret. As I said this calmly, Charles was red with anger.
Damn it! How dare you defy me, a woman?
Women should obey men. Such gender-based thinking is pitiful. Regardless of being a man or a woman, love and marriage are about mutual respect. This man is acting solely out of a desire to be superior. So when a woman defies him, he gets incredibly angry. Thinking this, Charles got even angrier.
Damn you! Why are you looking at me like that? Don't underestimate men. Put that luggage back now.
As Charles tried to forcefully take my luggage, I pulled it back. As he approached, something fell out of his pocket. I picked it up while avoiding Charles. It was a club girl's business card. Wait, Charles, what is this exactly?
That is.
I realized why Charles was in such a good mood today. Come to think of it, there's a faint smell of soap. This man, playing around while having a wife. Well, I already understand that men do such things, but at least he should do it without getting caught. Charles was desperately trying to explain.
It's not what you think, Madison. That's not it. I was forced to go by my boss. It wasn't my choice to go there.
That's enough with this card coming out. There's nothing more to say. I'm divorcing you.
Wait, calm down. You said you could be single, but what will you do for a living? You haven't worked before, have you? How do you plan to earn a living?
Oh, didn't you know? I was a professional illustrator before I got married. If I return to that, I won't have any problems with income.
A professional illustrator? You?
Yes, too bad. Never thought I was that kind of a person.
I didn't think. No way. It can't be such a convenient turn of events, right?
It's true, whether you believe it or not.
Lies. I'll never accept that. You're going to stay married to me. Who's going to do the housework if you're not here?
Well, you could hire a housekeeper. If you pay them, they'll probably follow your orders to some extent, right?
Are you stupid? You think I earn enough to hire a housekeeper?
No, I don't think so, but I thought I'd suggest it. Anyway, just give up. It's over for you already.
Please, I was wrong, so don't leave me.
Charles began clinging to me, crying. If he had understood people's feelings a little more, he wouldn't have ended up like this. Charles, I really hoped you would change. Divorce proceedings aren't easy. I didn't want to get divorced if possible. But after you brought home a club girl's card, I can't forgive you. We're getting divorced. I'll even claim alimony for the divorce trial.
What? Alimony for the divorce trial too? Wait a minute, Madison.
No, I won't wait. It's all your fault. And give my regards to your parents. Tell them their son committed infidelity, so we're getting divorced.
I can't say that. Think rationally.
You're the one who should think rationally. How can you expect to continue married life after committing adultery?
Don't say such stupid things. Please, just stop the divorce.
What are you talking about? The stupid one is you. Don't order me around. It's all because you look down on women.
That's why I'll slowly improve from now on.
Charles' face was a mess from tears. I felt nothing but disgust looking at his face. Don't bring that face close to me. It's repulsive.
How can you say that? Even with this face? I don't want you to leave. Please don't go.
Charles was crying and shouting, but it was just noisy and disgusting. Thinking of leaving this house as soon as possible, I took my bags and went to the entrance. Well then, Charles, you should enjoy living alone. Goodbye. Leaving those words behind, I left the house.
Wait, please don't go. I was wrong. Come back.
Charles's cries could be heard even after I left the entrance. His voice was so painful to hear that I quickly walked away. I caught a bus and went back to my parents' house. They comforted me, saying I had been through a lot and done well. If it weren't for Mom's phone call, I might not have made that decision. I can't thank Mom enough. Afterward, I hired a lawyer and decided to divorce Charles. The divorce was settled, assuming he would pay the alimony. After returning to his parents' house, Charles tried to find a match on a dating app, but apparently he's still single. With his terrible personality, he'd probably end up divorced again even if he remarried. As for me, after returning to my parents' house, I continued working as an illustrator for a while. Being a popular illustrator originally, I quickly started getting requests from individuals and companies, increasing my income. I thought living as an illustrator was fun, but then Mom introduced me to a marriage prospect. The man cherished me incomparably more than Charles ever did. I soon married him, and now we have a child and are living happily.